welcome to another episode of Friday Night Chill with Will. I'm Will, and I hope you guys have been having a good week. Tonight, we got a guest on the show. He's been around for a couple years now, making some really cool-looking tokusatsu-themed apparel, among other things, and just being an overall cool guy. Everyone, welcome Al to the show.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
Hey,
And
Will.
the crowd goes wild. Does that work live?
Oh, no.
There's sound effects
I know, I'll
here.
clap for myself.
I was going to try.
I clap for myself. I clap for
Good
Will.
job, everyone in the studio going crazy.
Yeah,
there we go. So how are you today?
I'm doing okay. Everything
Yeah.
is going all right. I can't complain. Life is going cool.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's cool. I can't complain.
The world's on fire, but I'm still
pushing. It's like it's on fire around me, but not on me. So
right?
That works.
Exactly. That's the key. It's not on me. All right. Well, so I wanted to bring you on because at this point we've been talking for a couple years, which is weird.
And I don't feel that long though.
It really doesn't. No. And it's just weird because it's just like this always just kind of happens like with people you meet on the internet. Like it just sort of just happens one day. Like this person shows up and then you just never stop seeing them.
Yeah. Right.
And I don't even remember. I think it must have been Max probably. That
it's
like
it's 100% has to be Max.
Yeah, he was like
it has to be Max.
I think he was pimping out the Jetix shirt.
Yes,
because that was like one of the first ones you did, right?
Yes, one of the first ones. Not the first one, but one of the beginning ones I did.
Right, and so I saw that and I was like, oh, that's cool. Why has no one ever done that before? That's fucking cool.
I know, right?
Sorry. And so no, please brag. Yeah. That's why you're here.
Yeah.
And then I think from there, I just sort of like saw your stuff, and I was like, oh wow, this person's like, because I mean, you and me, I mean, we've been in the tokusatsu sphere community for a very long time.
Yes.
And I've seen many people attempt stuff or I guess try and make clothing or whatever. But I think like they always just kind of go for something that's like, oh yeah, I can screen print this on a t-shirt real quick and call it a day and be done.
Yeah.
And I feel like what you did different is you were actually like, we're very methodical in how you wanted everything to look, and you actually wanted it to look like proper streetwear, which hadn't really, at least as far as I'm concerned in my circles in the community, I hadn't really seen before. So what, I guess to just sort of start this all off, like what inspired that, like that specific style, and what do you pull from to just kind of like integrate that with like tokusatsu and all that stuff?
Okay. So this is gonna sound very like lazy, but I the first like Al combo merch I made it because I was bored.
Okay.
I was just like, I could do this. I needed a shirt. Why not? I'm gonna make my own.
Right.
Because most of the shirts I wasn't really a fan of, or I just like, oh, this is something in my head. So I kind of just jumped into it like, oh, I could make shirts. Why not? I could design some shirts. I'm going to learn graphic design and learn some shirts. And then it spiraled with making jerseys and then trying to be very like precise as how I wanted it to look like. And then it's kind of spiraled from there. So I always have like a particular way of like how I want it to look.
Right.
And then try not to get too much in my head about it. Like I want to make sure I like this. I will wear this.
Right. No, I mean, I think that's important.
Or I won't just make something that I would not wear. And that has been an interesting ride because I I always have things in my head, like I write it down and then I like hopefully it comes out better than I want to, or it comes out what I expect. So I feel like with tokusatsu in general, there's not much streetwear merch other than like outside some shirts, which shirts people make are cool.
Right.
But I just want to make like something more like more a mash. I would say a mashup, but like more like something that you kind of recognize or just like, oh, this look cool. What is it about? So that's what actually I've been running into more lately. Like people like, what is this? What is this?
It's sort of like it's like subtlety, but like very obvious for the people who get it.
Yeah.
So like, okay, so for example, we're both wearing your merch today.
Yeah.
I got the Rider Kicks jersey. We got the Psycho T-shirt. I have the Beetle Blast jersey in the background. It's not looking how I thought it would. I might move that in editing, but but yeah. So it's like these things, like to the casual person, would just like this would just look like a soccer jersey to someone who's just not paying attention. But like some nerd somewhere is gonna like walk by you on the street and they're gonna see this logo right here, and they're gonna see Rider, and they're gonna see Hongo on the back of my shirt, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's the thing?
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing." And that's kind of cool because it's like, I don't know, it's like Toku fans are such a niche thing,
right?
At least, I feel like it's bigger now than it has ever been, and I feel like, at least in areas like where I live and maybe kind of where you live, in more densely populated areas, like we are kind of seeing these little communities like come together and like just kind of pop up a little more often, especially with movies like Godzilla and Ultraman Rising. Like those are more so the flagships for tokusatsu these days. Toei's got some shit to figure out. But yeah, so I feel like it's more outspoken than it's ever been, and like people are just generally more comfortable kind of embracing tokusatsu. And so just kind of seeing stuff like this just kind of like seep its way out there into culture is just kind of cool, because it just, I don't know, like I feel like people think their nerdy thing has to like be this one particular style. And I think doing stuff like this just really kind of drives home the point that you can express your fandom in so many different ways.
Yes.
And this, like what you do, does a great job of expressing that in just sort of a very casual, comfortable way that is also like relatable to people outside of the community. Because I think that's something not a lot of people talk about, is like everyone wants to turn their friends who aren't Toku fans into Toku fans, but I don't think they ever really want to do the work to try and like meet their friends where they're at, to just sort of like bring them in. They're just sort of like, hey, I showed you this one episode of this thing that's all in Japanese, and it's going to be so cool after you watch it. And a lot of people aren't going to have that reaction. They're just going to be like, yeah, man, that was a thing. And then they're just going to kind of go about their day. So I think if you can...
And that's perfectly fine too.
Right,
honestly.
yeah, it's all valid. It's like however you want to enjoy the thing, that's up to you. But I think like this stuff, just stuff like this just kind of does a cool job of just telling people a little bit about yourself and just kind of like showing what this community can look like.
Yeah, because when I explain it to friends that are not in this Toku community, or like doesn't have like a basic idea what it is, they're like, "Oh, this is really cool. I like that you." It's like an appreciation that you like. They love the things that you love.
right.
Yeah. So it's really interesting, and then like kind of like, showing like even at like the morphing grid, like the morphing grid, they'll show like a like Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, whatever we decide. But and then just seeing people like, oh, what is this nonsense on the screen?
What is going on right now?
What is going on?
Here
This
on
looks really
day?
cool. This is really cool.
Yeah.
Like it just gives me like a warm heart. Like, oh, y'all, it's just like this is really cool to me.
Right.
Like just seeing it, like just seeing people love it, and just like, oh, even like the Psycho shirts is like, what, like, this is a mashup of what now?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest. Like with the Psycho shirt, I was like, because I mean, you're not afraid of a deep cut, and with the Psycho shirt, I was like you explained to me what the reference was like pretty immediately, and I was like, what? And then I like because I only have like a loose knowledge of Scream, you know, like I've seen the movies, you know, whatever. But then like once I saw the poster, I was like able to make that connection. I'm like, oh, okay, and that's kind of cool because it's like when you look at the top half of it, you're just like, that reminds me of something, but I can't figure out what it is. And then it's just kind of like once you realize it, you're like, oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
And also like that, I always say, no, sorry, the Psycho fans were on my neck about it online. Not the Psycho fans, not the Psycho Rangers, but like the Psycho movie fans were on my neck about that. Because like, it's not Psycho. It's like we don't really get the reference. Yeah. But it's also like a subtle reference to the In Space episode when, you know, like the Psychos were like, if the Rangers made a sound, they were coming for them. So it's low key also a reference of that episode, and I was just like,
okay, yeah, see,
by fandom, but
it's all the deep cuts. It's all the in the details, man. It's all in the details. Okay, so you mentioned the Morphin Grid a little bit ago. What is that for people who are unaware, and how did you get involved with it?
Okay, the Morphin Grid is a video game dance party that is in Baltimore. The Baltimore scene in terms of like dance and like clubbing is really, really great. So it's really just a place that anyone could dance and listen to like R&B house music with like phenomenal DJs, Planet, Torian, Benjamin Banger. I don't know why I said Benjamin Banger. He's Ben Banger, but he's Ben Banger. But Anti Morgan, my friend Joey Doomsday, and literally it's just you listen to music, you get to drink, you see like Super Sentai or Kamen Rider in the background, dance your heart out, and you play some games. And where I got involved is I ran into one of Planet's posters online, and it was just like the TJ, like the TJ Turbo helmet, and it was really cool to me. And I was like, I'm like it. And then a DM later where we messaged each other, and then I found out we like the same things, and we were in the same spot, and he was like, "Oh, come to Morphin Grid, you'll like it." I was like, "Cool." I don't really go out too much, but I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out for this. Yeah. And here we are. Then months later, became a sponsor, and here we are. So, that's just found out that poster, and then here we are. There's a lot of Ranger fans in the East Coast, and I didn't even realize it.
Oh yeah, there's a group of you guys out there, especially in Baltimore. I know. Now I think about it.
It's really a lot, and I was like, dang, there's a lot of people I didn't even know. There's in Maryland, like that, like I didn't know. Shoot.
Yeah, it usually goes. Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna find out about like 20 million people that lived like within a block of me one day after I moved from here for some reason.
Right. You're like, you're into that too?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It'd be interesting telling people about it. Like, it's like, oh, you make clothes based on this or inspired by this. Yeah. Or and you're part of a video game dance party. Like, that's pretty cool.
So is that like in a regular spot, or do you guys, is it like a traveling type of thing?
It's usually in a regular spot. Okay. But sometimes they'll go on tour.
Right. Yeah, because I know like Planet's posted a few different things in different locations. Like if you guys are going somewhere for like a con he'll
Yes.
get like a gig or something.
Yeah.
Um,
So it'll be a tour, or sometimes it'll be like, oh, it's usually a spot, but it's sometimes a tour.
okay, okay,
It,
yeah, because I mean, I've been seeing that, and I'm like, man, that's like a really cool idea, and like I can't believe like stuff like this like hasn't been happening like more like just sort of in the time of the internet and social media. So
right?
like
You think
yeah, you would think. I guess people are just I don't know. Do you think it might just be like people being too afraid to just sort of embrace their fandom in that way?
not at all. I don't think it's a an issue.
Mm.
Um,
Well,
I
because I
think
mean,
it's
like
just
for you guys, like it's not an issue. But I mean, like, do you
okay.
think that maybe is why like we haven't seen more sort of similar events? It's just like people just are like, man, I don't know if I want to involve like that part of me with this because I don't know if people will dig it or whatever.
I don't think so. I think it's
Really?
just like trying to start something.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's trying to start it is like the hardest part.
Yeah, I mean that's indicative of anything. The
I
hardest
don't.
part is getting started.
Yeah, I don't think people are afraid to like show like, oh, I like this. I'm gonna make a Power Ranger or inspired base
Mm.
party or whatever, or like I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna do a rave based on this. I don't think people are afraid to do it. I think it's just once you actually try to do it,
Yeah. Okay.
it
Okay.
starts to be it's more than you thought,
Yeah, for
more than you
sure.
think. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I guess that makes sense. Like, because I mean,
but,
like, I like me personally, I've never really shied away, from any of that stuff, and
mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess it's just I guess also it's just like my experience like in the community hasn't been like because I've only really been meeting cooler people within like the past 5 years, if I'm
Okay.
honest. Like because before that, it's just like it's been very stereotypical what you see at a con, the
Mm-hmm.
very nerdy, like kind of very awkward person, and it's just like all my encounters with fandom outside of well, even on online, if I'm being honest,
Yeah.
but like online and in person, has just been like, man, I don't know if these people could even handle doing something like this, or something this kind of I say normal, and I don't mean it in like
A
any
rude
type of
way.
way, but I'm just
Yeah.
like, but it's just I don't know. Like I feel like then again, it just might be me needing to get out more.
I am someone that doesn't. I said I don't get off too often, but
Right.
like I am someone that like I try to fill people out and
Hmm.
like let me see if I want them in my space or not.
Right. No. Yeah. I mean, that's important.
But I could say like even just before even just starting the Al combo or whatever, I met some really good people through the Toku community or like just online in general,
Right.
including you, um, Planet, Versace, Regina,
Hmm.
Vaughn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like Max.
Yeah.
So thanks. Just I met like some really good friends that I've like or reacquainted with people that I haven't really talked to in for a while.
Right.
Um, just from online space alone. So I'm so grateful that I met these people in my life.
No.
And I
Yeah.
can
For
just text them
sure.
next decade another one. Dusty,
Hmm.
just a lot of people. So
Yeah. There's.
Kitchen, K20, yeah. So just a lot of
Yeah.
people.
I mean, like, there's been like especially in, like in your circle, like it's very clear that you guys are like a community and you guys are like there for each other and like that's cool. That's cool to see, like friendships like that, like actually thriving in the community. Um, because just like with it being like an online fandom mostly, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
with like most social media, like people can just sort of feel like isolated, and this like stuff like this is it really lets people know that there are people that like the same things as you. You're just probably not looking because you're sitting at home all day.
Well, you can find it there too. It's just online.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, yeah,
You can find it
exactly.
too. So
Right.
it's just
Okay.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. So we're at nearly the two. Have we hit 2 years already, or are we almost there?
We're almost there. It's gonna be when this comes out. It'll be 2 years.
Okay. So
Yeah.
this coming Friday, well, as at the time of this recording, this Friday, the time you guys are watching this, today is the anniversary. So if you're
Yes.
watching this when the episode is posted, go tell Al happy anniversary.
Yeah. But I can't believe it's 2 years already. It just feels like I'm like, dang, I thought it was just a year.
Yeah, right. 2022, like every year after that has been like I don't even remember 2023 happening. What happened
Right.
that year? What even happened?
What
I
did
don't
I
know.
do?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was. um, so 2 years, you've done quite a few things at this point.
Yeah.
Which of these pieces would you say is your favorite?
Okay. I have two.
Okay.
One is the cycle shirts.
Okay.
Because I just
I mean, it's
I
a
was
good
so
one.
proud of it.
It's a good one.
I
Like
was really
honestly,
proud of
like
it.
yeah, the quality and just the way it turned out, like you really did that.
And all of my like everyone like the pictures I get from the like just not just from any other merch, but
Hmm.
like the cycle shirts alone, they're like some of the hardest pics y'all been taking.
Hmm. No, yeah, for sure.
And I'm just like, I didn't step up my game. I need to step up my game.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
So
not making my shit look good. It's like I got
yeah.
other people doing it for me.
Right. Um I have a double edged sword with the next one I'm gonna say.
Okay.
The Muay Thai shorts.
I'm you can't see that, but I am wearing those right now.
Yeah, I have a double edged sword with them.
Yeah.
I really like that I did it and accomplished it
Right.
and like how they turned out.
Hmm.
The aftermath of it,
Hmm.
of like the manufacturer not being able to make more
Uh-huh.
hurts my soul.
Right.
And that's what so I still get comments to this day about like, oh, you want to make more you gonna make more the Geki Ranger shorts. I'm like, oh, that's probably not gonna happen. I could
Yeah.
try. And still
We-
trying to this
Yeah.
day, but it's been a up and down
Yeah.
battle with them.
And I mean, like stuff like that will happen. I think when it needs to.
Yeah.
And you know, for the people who got it, they got it. And that's kind of like what's cool about your stuff is like there's sort of like a. It doesn't feel like it's just printed out. Like it actually feels like, hey, this is like a very specific piece from this very specific time.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's like kind of cool because it's like if you got it at the time, you got it, and if you didn't, well, maybe one day
You gotta
you'll
catch
get another
it.
shot, but it's not guaranteed.
You gotta catch
We're
it.
just gonna keep it pushing.
Yeah. I also do like the Beetle Blast shirts because I just kind of like I had to give Beetleborg some love.
I truly appreciate your love for Beetleborgs and like that whole thing because I felt like I was screaming to an empty room for so many years.
Yeah.
And then and then you came out with the freaking Beetle Blast jersey and the other two shirts. And I'm just like, finally.
Yeah. Fun
Finally.
fact, I almost got rid of the jerseys. I'm almost done. I just need one more.
Really?
I have like because ever since I vended last year,
Mm-hmm.
I had to order more,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've been trying to slowly get rid of them ever since. Now I'm down to one.
Oh shit!
Now I'm down to one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, one more to go.
Who's gonna be the lucky one to get the last one?
Yeah. But and I didn't really do a Beetle Blast. Well, I did do a Beetle Blast tee, but it's not out yet.
Mhm.
But
oh yeah, I know what that one is.
yeah,
I feel
it's not
really
out
cool.
yet.
Yeah.
But because I had to spice it up. Me
Mhm.
and somebody else gonna spice it up a bit.
Nice.
But it's funny because I really like Beetleborgs as a kid, and then I
Uh-huh.
watch it back,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, this is gonna be a little harder to get into. This is gonna be a little
harder to get into. Like for me, like I definitely remember liking it a lot as a kid. Like it replaced Power Rangers for a couple years, if I'm honest, because I
Yeah.
was just like I was all in on Beetleborgs.
Yeah.
And I definitely tried watching it as an older person, and I'm just like, whew, wow,
This is a
they
trip.
really got away with doing nothing, didn't they?
Yes.
they really did. They really did
All
that. Like this show's about fucking monsters in a mansion. They ain't about Beetleborgs.
Yeah. I'm like, this is a lot to process in my now.
um,
So I really like those because I was really loved like doing them, and then like also like I'm really happy how they turned out.
Right.
But I really like all my merch, really.
Well, I mean, I would hope so, but
yeah.
I would think after you do so many, it's just like, there's like one where I'm just like, yeah, I did that thing, you know.
Yeah.
And especially like with stuff like the shorts, because I remember like you going through the process and like explaining to me like how much of a pain in the ass it was being with the freaking manufacturers.
Oh yes.
So
I still get PTSD to this day about
it. Still have not recovered.
I have not.
And this is why we're not doing the shorts again.
Yeah, we might do some other type of shorts, but
right, something a little bit easier, because I will say these are very unique, and these are like the shortest shorts I own. I was reminded of how short they were when I went to go watch Deadpool and Wolverine. And I was like, let me throw these on today. I hadn't worn them in a bit. Because I work in an office, so it's not like I can just roll up in purple boxer shorts.
Yeah, you'd be like, I went to go work out.
yeah, exactly. I stopped by the gym before I came here.
Like, y'all can say something to me, but I'm gonna tell you what I did today.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so you have posted your pre-order for the Eye for Iron Fist. That's the 2-year piece, I'm guessing.
No, so okay, those are just shirts that I just had. Actually, one of them re-released, and other one I just had it for a minute.
Is that the one
like,
with Gatchaman and all the Capcom people?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was just like, I'm just gonna put these out, and so that's not
just casual. It's just like, hey, you know what? Here, take this.
Yeah. So this is not the 2-year piece. The 2-year piece is gonna come next month.
Okay.
Not like I'm gonna add something new.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm gonna add something that people already seen, and then it's gonna be something added to it. Okay. So, and I'm gonna declare that as my 2-year anniversary merch.
Okay.
So, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Follow for all of the updates on that.
The other one, I'm gonna say the one that I'm gonna make at the 2-year merch. It's not a secret really. Is the excuse me. I must say Key Ranger. That's so wrong. The Koyuja jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that one's gonna be. I'm planning to have it in September. That inspired jersey, I'm gonna put it in September, and then there's gonna be something along with it that I'm working on now. I actually need to send a message after this, but
I just remembered I needed to do that. Oh shit!
Yeah, because I want to have it for Ranger Station. I'm gonna do Ranger Station next month. So
yeah, we gotta get you to Power Morphicon 2026.
I know. It's just the dates for this year just didn't work out.
Yeah,
even if I could have went for fun, I couldn't do it.
No, yeah, for sure.
It's like that sucks, but y'all gotta have fun for me.
Yeah. Pour one out for Al while we're here.
Yeah.
It's fine. I actually need to do laundry so I can like wear your shit all the days, or at least most of the days. get you that plug, because I also have like your business cards, and so I'll just be like, here,
oh yeah, that's my like pink ones.
Yeah, your pink ones. I know you have different ones now. You have like
they're
different. They're like
they're just
different.
They're like green. Do I have one? They're not that green, and they just had a different word on it. Like because this one says brand spanking new when I was like new. And and now we're buzzworthy.
Now you're 2 years old and crusted and dusted.
Yeah, we're buzzworthy. That's what it says on the card, and the thing under it says something way better. So that's what I'm gonna stick with. We're buzzworthy.
We're buzzworthy. I like it. It's catchy. Okay, so you're doing. So we've seen you at cons, and you kind of. Have worked with Ranger actors now for a couple things.
Yeah, I must say surprisingly. Sorry.
Hey, game recognizes game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So who in the it can be Ranger or Toku, whoever. Who
Mm-hmm.
in that space would you want to collab with to put out something? And do you have any idea of what that would kind of look like?
Okay. Um, I need to do a Dino Thunder merch. I know I
Mm-hmm.
did one,
Mm-hmm.
but now that I met Kevin and Jeff,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm like, okay, now I have to put
Right
something
now, I
out.
gotta.
Now I have to put like a jersey or something for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to do something for them. Or maybe I am. Who knows? Just do something for them. Because they're really cool people, and I really
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed talking to them at Ranger Stop.
Right.
It's funny because I wasn't really like, I wouldn't say expecting to work at Rangers or like
Mm-hmm.
have a goal to work at Rangers. I want to say
Right.
it just, if it works, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's cool, and they'll
Yeah.
set up
I
my
mean,
nose.
yeah. That's. I mean, I think that's indicative of just kind of what you're doing. Is just like people see it and they're like, "Oh, that's really cool," and so they
Yeah,
want to be a part of it.
yeah. I do have somebody I want to meet, and that is um the actor that played Cam on Ninja Storm. I I had, it's my favorite Ranger, one of my favorite Ranger all time.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's who I want to meet. And unfortunately, that part of MorphCon. And of course, I'm like, I can't go.
Right. Yeah.
So I also wanted to. I also want to do some Thunder Ranger merch because I just they just I just need it for myself.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I need it for myself.
Yeah. No.
So those are the two I really want to do. I realize I haven't done like a female ranger yet, and I need to get on that actually. So there's a few in mind I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I might do more villains.
That could be fun.
Yeah, I have to think of something.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I do have. Actually, I do have an idea. Okay, I'm gonna tell you after this, but but I do have. I have even more villains actually, just to give them some love too, and not just like rangers or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not even like Super Sentai, or even like maybe like do something like,
Just throw Lothor on a shirt or something.
yeah, yeah, something that's like,
or put him in that sweater vest from I Love Lothar. You
yeah,
know?
yeah, like I can make this. Like those are a few I think I met all the Rangers I actually wanted to meet.
Mm-hmm. And
Well,
that
most
was
of them.
mostly at Ranger Stop, right?
Yeah, I think I met most of them I wanted to meet. Ranger Stop, Ranger Station.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I met all the Rangers I actually wanted to meet.
Mm-hmm.
Like that'll fill my kid needs, kid soul,
right, yeah,
the
yeah.
kid fan. But yeah, so I think that's the most I want to do. Like another Dino Thunder piece, a Ninja Storm piece.
I like all of these ideas. These are all great ideas.
Yeah, and I want to do villains. I want
Yeah.
to do more villains because I feel like y'all really like the villain stuff. So
Yeah.
I gotta really do more villains.
Yeah.
And then eventually I'll do all like, I want to do more. I don't say I want to do more. Actually, I want to get through all the Beetleborgs, of course. In some way, shape, or form,
Uh-huh.
while also doing like maybe some Kamen Rider inspired ones. Maybe something unique. I in my head, you see me brainstorming,
Right, yeah.
as we
No,
talk.
I can see the gears turning. Like,
Yeah, because I have things in mind.
right.
I gotta figure out if I can execute or not.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So
That's the kicker.
Yeah,
the
right.
rider kicker, if you will.
Right. I do have like something I have like two things in my vault that I actually have, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to put this out or not, and I don't know yet, and I have to wait till it gets colder.
Okay.
So I have to see.
Yeah.
I should have brought it here, and I don't. I should have brought it in this room, but it's fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, Al, well, just tell all the lovely people where they can find you
Okay.
on the internet.
They can find me on Twitter, Instagram, or whatever Twitter is, Instagram, Instagram, and occasionally TikTok at DL Combo. That is TheAL, not AI combo. So it's TheALCOMBO. So the DL Combo at Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Awesome. And I
Oh,
will
you can
have
find it at alcombo.com.
yes, that's where you can buy all the stuff is the
Yeah.
alcombo.com.
Yes.
I'm
And you
also
can
gonna
find also stuff at the Instagram Morphing Grid Radio
okay.
to find about the party. Yeah. So
Okay. They're very good. I will leave links to all of that stuff in the description of this episode, wherever you're finding it. I think they'll work even on Spotify or whatever. So, everyone, give it up again for Al. Thank you so much for coming on the show tonight to talk about all this stuff. We'll be thinking about you today and the rest of
yay.
the weekend while we're at PowerMorphicon.
Thank you.
We'll be manifesting your booth for 2026 while we're there.
Yeah.
So thank you all for tuning in tonight. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give it a thumbs up on YouTube if you're watching this there, or if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Go ahead and rate and review the podcast on those platforms. That would be appreciated. I think you can even comment on Spotify now too. So if y'all have any,
I didn't know that.
yeah, it's a new thing that they're doing. I missed it when I was taking like a couple weeks off to do nothing. But yeah, if you'd like to leave comments on any of those things, leave suggestions for Al to take to capitalize on, do that. Yeah, leave those suggestions. Al will happily take your suggestions and make money off of them.
I'll put it down on the list.
Yeah. Put it down on the endless list.
Yeah,
that just rolls out.
A long list.
So again, thank you, Al, for being here tonight, and thank you all for listening. And I will see you next week for another Friday Night Chill.